All right, first off, just really proud of our football team. Come out early start today, be able to play 60 minutes. Starting just when we start off talking about our defense. I mean, that was a great performance. I saw they battled throughout, made the plays that were necessary, was able to create some takeaways. Just really played at a high level, and that was an offense that had a lot of variations to what they could do. I thought we were able to contain the run game. I thought we did good things in third down situations. Really thought our guys played hard and played physical, and that's something we've been challenging them with, is to put together that complete game. Defensively, I thought we were able to do that. There's still a couple plays here and there that we'll be able to improve upon. That was big, and I thought our special teams unit really did responded well. I mean, obviously the punt returns by Keon, all 10 guys that were there around him did a wonderful job. I thought our guys, our coverage units, being able to flip the field, all the different things. I was really proud of how those guys did. Offensively, there were some moments where we weren't as efficient as we needed to. Obviously, we've been great in the red zone this year and had a couple opportunities that I've got to be better. I told the offense, man, it's on me, and we'll be better when we're in there, because we've done a great job throughout the course of the season. There can't be a time that we get down there and we don't score. So offensively, own the ball, right? Didn't have a turnover, and that was one of the big keys to today. That was the defense that had created 12 of them. And we knew if we come out on the positive end of the turnover margin, we put ourselves in a good position. But our offense kept playing, and they kept hammering away at it. And I thought they did a nice job in their response. And obviously, what we were able to do is we got a chance to play a lot of different players. It was good seeing guys get in there and make the most of their opportunities. And all in all, it was a good team win. And for us to be able to continue to take positive steps for ultimately where we're trying to get to, and just that continued improvement. And I do want to say, it's great for 12 o'clock kickoff. Our fan base, back-to-back, sellout for this week. It's 3 straight home games, and for everybody coming in, obviously the energy, the excitement, something that our team really fuels off of. From this morning at the Legacy Walk, the marching chiefs were awesome. I thought that it was a great atmosphere there in today's game. So I do want to thank everybody for coming out, and just to really appreciate all the support.
First question will be Ira on your right.
Keon's had really good performances since he's been here, but did you get a sense, I don't know, with Johnny out or for whatever reason, that he took his game to another level today?
I mean, it's how he prepares, and you never know what it's always going to look like, but you've got to be ready for your opportunity. I thought he did a really nice job with that. Whether it was in special teams, obviously, offensively, had some big plays, some great catches. I told him I had a couple missed opportunities where it could have possibly even been better, but I love the way he works, and he really is a very unselfish player. Today the ball got to him, and he tried to capitalize on that. Guys around him doing a good job, but it will never be okay just to show up because somebody else is doing it. It's always about us. It's about going out there and being the best we can be. And obviously I thought that Keon played at an extremely high level today. And but you watch him work in practice, and I thought he had a great week in practice and how we attacked each route.
I'll go third row in the middle.
Coach, with your team now 6-0 at the halfway point of the season with 6 more to go, how do you keep them focused at playing at such a high level from week to week for the rest of the 6 games?
I want us to be better. I am grateful to be 6-0, and I'm so proud of this team of doing the things that were necessary to get to this point, because you get one shot at it. You get one shot at each game. You get one shot at each play. Ultimately, there have been plenty of moments in games where things haven't gone exactly how we wanted to, and we get a chance to showcase our response. But then you have to learn from it. You can't make the same mistakes over and over and over again. And so those are the things that it's not about the teams that we're playing. And all due respect to who we play. Like I've got there was a team, a talented team. Obviously they got in some tough situations. But our guys, it's about us. It's about how we continue to push, how we continue to improve, making sure that needs to be our ultimate focus. Next week we'll have another very talented team that is going to present all the challenges that they bring. But for us, it's about just making sure that our details, our fundamentals, our communication, you know, making the most of the opportunity when the play comes to you. You know, and that is our focus. So it's not just about what the record says, because, you know, ultimately, I mean, it's I want to be better than what that record says with how we play.
All right, we'll go to Corey on the far right.
Yeah, two quick questions. The first one, Keon's catch in the first quarter. I mean, that's one of the highlight reel plays of this season. Does it surprise you at all anymore? And are you even saying anything to yourself when he catches it, or are you just on to the next play? Like, do you allow yourself a chance to look at the video board and watch the replay?
I say, wow. And then I call the next one. But no, I mean, it's a, you know, we've got a lot of great playmakers. And I think, you know, when you see them, you know, put themselves in good positions, you know, that was as good of a catch as you're going to see. And, you know, he goes to the next play. And I'm sure, you know, when you get a break and you look back at it, you know, something that we'll probably see a few times. But, you know, ultimately, that's what makes great players great, is they expect to make the great plays in those moments, you know, when opportunities present themselves. Yeah, no, I definitely appreciated it.
And then with Jordan, there was times on the field where he seems visibly frustrated. I assume that you like that. You want him to be invested. It's a positive, not a negative. But is that, it just seems like he's been more visibly frustrated than he has any time in his career. Is that because he knows this offense, as good as it's been, can be even better?
Yeah, I mean, he's the ultimate competitor, and you know he expects perfection out of himself, and I love because it's not. You know, there's some guys that get frustrated that can be bad for your team. There's some guys that get if it's not directed. I mean, it's for him like he wants to be everything to the elite level, which it should be. That's how it should be for another great football player. And you know, to hear him on the sideline, to hear the ownership, you know, I told him there's a set that I didn't like some of the things I did. I didn't like some of the calls I made. So you know what, get better. And I'll yell at myself. That's part of it, right? But you know, he can continue to bring that energy, because even though you see maybe a visibly upset, like he's still it's encouraging to our team when a guy comes over, and if it's him or if it's something that he sees, like he's taking ownership of, hey, we'll be better in this. Hey, I'll do this. That's where, you know, because there's times you'll see players that get visibly upset, and if it becomes a negative, well, I mean, definitely can pull down your team. But he is an unbelievable leader for our guys, and you know, I'm glad that he wants to be perfect, and I'm going to continue to push him to be his best. But it still comes down to the response, and you know, he had a couple times he got hit today. I mean, that defense. You know, you're going to see a lot of pressure. You saw a lot of different things that can challenge an offense. You know, the touchdown pass to Keon. You know, was pretty remarkable. I mean, to be able to stand in there, and you know, he took a good shot on that one. But you know, he's a complete quarterback, and he's continuing to get better. You know, I thought he did good things with his legs when he needed to today, and you know, there's still plenty of plays that we'll all be able to get better from.
We'll go to Jordan, fourth row in the middle.
Hey, Coach, you mentioned that Syracuse presents so many different looks offensively. They're in a lot of different formations, they have a lot of crossing routes. How do you think the defense fared in communication today?
I thought it was much better. That's one of the things that, you know, we've really been putting a lot of time and emphasis in our communication and trusting our eyes. You know, there's still a couple of plays where you know, just we can clean it up, you know, even to another level. But you know, I thought our guys did an outstanding job, and you know, really did a good job of trying to keep everything in front, and you know, force them not to earn it.
We'll go to Allison on the front row to your right.
Hey, Coach. Having the 93 team back today, just having them back, what do they mean to this program, and what does it mean to you to recognize them today?
No, I mean, there's so many great players that have come through this program, so many great teams. You know, for that one to, you know, they broke through. They were the ones, the first national championship team. You know, what they did, how they did it. What I love about that group, I mean, I was a fan. I mean, I know I said, like, I remember that 1993 national championship license plate was up on my wall, and I get to represent these guys that were here last night and be around our team, and just such a great responsibility. But it's not just the jersey numbers they wore. When you get to understand the men, when you see them together in the relationships, you see how much they care, right? That is what's special about being a Florida State Seminole, right? Because, man, those guys, they were here, they were part of our our walk last night, and I mean, just to see them embrace each other, it's special. And I'm forever grateful for that group. You know, really close with a bunch of them, and you know, they're always welcome back. But you know, as I told them last night, I mean, they did something that, you know, is forever remembered and celebrated, because they were able to break through and bring that first national championship here to Florida State. And but who they are off the field, it tells you why they were able to accomplish it on the field.
Next will be Jack, fourth row on the left.
The defense limited Garrett Schrader to negative 10 yards today rushing on the ground. Did it help that you guys had experience against Castellanos and Daniels? Did it help the defense going into this game facing kind of a mobile quarterback and shutting it down?
I mean, we played. It's been crazy just how many, you know, dual set running quarterbacks we played. So it's good to see us getting better in that. But yeah, that, you know, I've got so much respect for Garrett Schrader. I think he's tough. I think he's, you know, runs physical. I mean, we knew we had to disrupt him, because, you know, I've seen it work, you know, both ways. I mean, if he gets in a rhythm and he gets going, I mean, he can really make you pay. And you know, I told him after the game, I mean, he's one of those quarterbacks that when I watch, I mean, I see a real guy. And so, you know, I wish him the best all the rest of the season. But, you know, I was proud of our defense for how they responded, how they were able to execute the plan that we had in place. I thought our safeties came up and you know, really did a good job in their run fits. And, you know, you saw Shaheem Brown. You know, we had two guys broke the rock today. You know, I thought we needed, you absolutely needed a defensive representative. And, you know, Shaheem had a great game. You know, just what he did, how he played. And then, you know, obviously, Keon. Speaks for itself.
We're gonna stay up there for Brendan.
The touchdown that Hakeem Williams had, obviously a lot of impressive athleticism there, but maybe you can get rewarded with just blocking the touchdown play before. How important is it to see that freshman kind of buy in and making?
Man, he is just absolutely ascending, and you know, he's had to go through it, and it's one of the benefits. You know, he got here in January, and whether it's tour duty, spring practice, you know, he learned, you know, quickly, you know, the shape that's necessary, and you know, some of the commitments and sacrifices of what it takes. But like, that's one of the best young men. Like the character of him, who he is, you know, his smile, his approach, you know, just the joy that he has for teammates, and you see that selflessness as a blocker. And then, you know, I was excited because, you know, you got to see him with the ball in his hand in open spaces, and I think he took it to a whole new gear. Which was exciting for us to see. So he's I'd say probably the last month you've seen some really positive strides from him, and he's building in his confidence. But you know, as a true freshman, helping us in special teams, obviously continuing to prepare for his opportunities, and you know, I thought that was a great play, and great plays even when he didn't have the ball in his hands.
All right, we'll come back to the middle.
Going back to the 1993 team being in the stadium tonight, do you think there was added pressure to perform, and what was the mindset behind that?
I mean, there's you got to come perform every day. I'm grateful for everybody that we represent, and you know, to have that team here, you know, we want to play well every day, but it really can't. Pressure is going to be what you make of it. There are expectations here. There's expectations that we have as a program that we want to play our best every time we step on that field, and with expectations that we improve when we get better. But if it's only about who's there with you or, you know, in front of you, you know, it's not real. And you know, we respect every player that's ever come through this program. We respect, you know, obviously who and what we represent in our fan base, this wonderful university. But that's, you know, if you say there's pressure, it's every day. And if you don't like that, don't come to Florida State, because this is a truly special place.
We got time for two more. We'll go to Ira on your right.
It seemed like a few times earlier in the season when other teams got drives, sustained drives, the defense had a hard time kind of stopping it at the end. Like they would maybe bend and give up the score. Today it seemed like they did a better job of, you know, even if they gave up some plays, shutting down the drive. Was that
No, they absolutely responded throughout the course of the day, and it was really just play the next play. You know, I mean, nobody wants to give up a play. Nobody wants something, you know, bad to happen. But you go to the next play, trust your technique, trust your fundamentals. You know, one of the things we talk about is every play is its own play, and you know, you got to learn lessons from what you experience. But you know, it's still, when you get in that moment, man, it's time for best. It's time for you know, going out there and be able to execute. And I thought they did a great job with that today. You know, as one of our better performances. I was really proud of them.
All right, last one will be Matt Baker to your left.
Hey Mike, we just talked about Keon as a receiver. What about him as a returner? What makes him so special in that aspect of the game?
I mean, he's a playmaker. You know, it's not something that he'd done before he got here, but, you know, you see playmaking ability. You know, he's got confidence. You know, he believes in what he can do. I know that was a big, I'd say, question mark coming into the season of, you know, who's going to assume that role. But he's embraced that. And, you know, you saw last week he had a 30-yard return. You know, this week had the 70-yard return. Told me he's find his way in the end zone. It was really close. But, I mean, he's you know, he is just such a special young man. And he's continuing to work to be better in that. But you see that confidence is growing throughout the course of the season. And just a real weapon for us. So, you're proud of him for the work he's doing there.
All right, thank you, Coach.
Thank you guys. Have a great day.